Yeah, hello folks. I'm back again with a new video. We are making a series of Django and React application where we use React for frontend and Django for backend, and we also have APIs which are connecting both React and the Django, and we'll discuss them in brief in upcoming videos. And in this video, we'll be talking about everything you need to know about Django to get started in this project. And yeah, let's get this party started. Django is a Python web framework actually. It is free and open source, which means that you can install it for free. You don't have to pay for it. It is free, which means that you don't have to buy it, especially from external sources. You can just install it in your local machine and start working on it. Why is Django? We use Django in this project for some special characteristics it has. Say we can reuse components. Say we have made a form and we want that form to use multiple times in our code base. So at that time it is writing the same code again and again, which makes the code redundancy. So to avoid redundancy, we code once and we make a call for that component, and it is very simple. It's just a line of code, that's it. And we can use that folder, we can use that particular component wherever we called. Okay, and that's about reuse components. And we have ready-made features which is very important, right? We have a login system, so user authentication, and that is already pre-built so that you don't have to start from scratch. And database connection, in a sense, Django comes with a predefined pre-connected, simply saying pre-connected SQLite database, so that you don't have to especially connect the database and make operations. And making CRUD operations is very easy with Django. CRUD operations, in a sense, create, read, update, and delete operations in the database, which is you don't have to remember the SQL commands. You can just make it with a click. And yeah, it works on MVT. What do you mean by MVT? MVT. M stands for model, view stands for like, yeah, V stands for view, and the T stands for template. What is model? When we talk about model, we are actually talking about database, its structure. A database will actually contains tables, and that tables contain attributes and several things, right? And the structure of a particular table will be written inside the model.py, which talks about the model of the database. Okay, that's how models came in. And views is a request handler. So when you are requesting a page to be open, you are actually requesting the URL. So the template that is connected with that URL is actually opening on, and that's how views came in. And template, it's just a HTML file. We render elements directly on the file. MVT focuses on server side logic. And when we talk about MVT, there is one thing we need to talk about, which is DOM. So what do you mean by a DOM? DOM is a document object model. Every element on page is a part of document actually. Let's see the working of DOM. When web page is loaded, it creates a DOM tree for that web page. DOM tree is a collection of elements actually, which is present in your HTML code. And to make actions in that page, we use JavaScript. Okay, and it focuses on client side interactions, whereas MVT, it works on server side connections, right? Yeah, server side logic. Yeah, let's get this party started with some hands-on experience. If you feel our content is worthy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Open up your terminal and create a virtual environment first. So why is virtual environment? We create virtual environment so that anyone can get an access to it, and they don't have to especially install the packages which we have installed in this project, right? So it is easy to share. They don't have to explicitly download all the packages that we used in this one. And make sure that in this entire project you are inside your virtual environment. Now let's create a virtual environment first. For this, only two commands: creation and activation. Python space -m venv for virtual environment and name of your virtual environment. In my case, it's env environment. I'm sorry for this. It's Python, and this will gather. Wait a second. See, you got a env folder, right? Which is this env. Our environment is getting ready. You will have scripts, include live everything. uh, you don't have to bother about everything. We just need scripts. We need to activate scripts folder and let it be complete first. Of course it will take some sort of time because it has to gather the required python and pip everything into single environment, right? Yeah, it's done. Now just activate it. If you could see, there is in the script we have activate, right? We need to activate it. If you are on Windows, and mainly if you are on PowerShell, go with this command dot slash venv. I'm sorry, it's in my case it's env, mean environment we have created, slash scripts, and then finally activates, which activates your virtual environment. You can see this indicates your environment activated. And if you are on command prompt, you don't have to use this dot slash. Okay, you can start from env scripts and activate. And this is meant for Windows. To use Django, you need Python to be installed and pip to be installed. Let's check their versions. Python minus minus version and pip 3 minus minus version. I got both of them installed. Okay, within your virtual environment, you have Python and pip. Now I don't think you have Django installed, right? Let install the Django. Python space minus m pip install Django. Hit enter. It will download the required Django for you. Okay, leave it up. Yeah. Now just check if we have installed Django or not. Python, no. You need to use Django admin for this. Django admin minus minus version will tell you the version of Django you have installed. In my case, it's 5.0.6. And let's create a Django project inside our environment. For this, you need to use the following command: Django admin start project and your project name. Start, give it a gap. Project name, in my case, it's my project. If you have your project, okay, I'm sorry, there is no space, maybe. No, it's something wrong in this. Django minus admin. I'm sorry. And you can see this. You have my project now, right now. And this is your folder structure. Let's see what they are. Init.py, asgi, you don't have to deal with this. We use settings.py and we also use urls.py, and wsgi is not necessary to discuss right now. And we have python like manage.py file, which is very important for our upcoming process. Yeah, now let's enter into the project we have created. Cd my project, and we have the following things inside. Okay, cd2. Yeah, you have the manage.py file, right? Make sure you are inside this particular folder to run your development server, and say python space manage.py run server to run your server in a development platform. If you are new, then you may feel like, why is this red marks came in middle? No worries, we'll discuss about them later. And just click on this link. Yeah, we have successfully set up our Django project. It's running actually. But wait, what is this? We will see this. Control C to close your deployment server. And we need an application, right? Like we have backend ready. What about our front end? I mean, the application what we need to build. That is what your app is. Now we need to use a simple command to start your app. Python space manage.py start app followed by your app name. In my case, it's app itself. Wait a second, where are we? We are inside our project itself, right? Okay. Now maybe I have, okay, I got this spelling mistake. It's a start app and your app name, and you can see you have an app just now created. And migrations we have discussed it previously, right? It is completely about database, and like we haven't made any migrations, right? And admin.py, admin.py is used to create tables. You need to register the tables right there, and we'll see that later. And we have an app which is app. The name itself is app, and that's what, if you have many apps, you need to configure right here. See app configuration. And models.py we have already discussed. uh, Whatever we make the migrations is made from the models.py. We create a model, right? And test, we use this in testing case. And views.py, this is one more file we use frequently. Here in this we use urls.py file to views urls along with this settings.py file. Yeah. And where are we just created an app, right? Now we got an error previously. Let's run our server once. Python space manage.py run server. Yeah, we got this something unapplied migrations. Let me show you. Yeah, your server is now working, right? I have told you you will have a pre-constructed admin panel, so that you don't have to build it from scratch, right? Let me show you. Admin. Go to the URL and type admin. Oh, what's happening wrong? Wait a minute. It is saying you don't have table, which is Django session. What is this Django session and where does it came from? Control C to break the server. If you go a little bit up, you can see there are 18 unapplied migrations. So migrations is something you need to make to create a database structure. Initially, till now, we haven't made any migrations, right? So you have not created any database part. If you could go to the file manager and make a look at here. See in your database, this is your database. In your VS Code, see this is what your database is, but this is in binary format, so you can view the data inside it. If you look carefully, there is 0 KB of data, which means that there is nothing inside the database right now. Let me show you one thing. Now we need to make migrations to create our administrator panel and everything ready. So go with the simple command python space manage.py migrate. Before migrate, we can make migrations, which will tell you the number of migrations you have. Currently, it haven't detected any changes. Let me migrate. Python space manage.py migrate and hit enter. Oh, I'm sorry, it's spelling mistake. Grate. You can see there are many applied right now, which is related to authentication. Okay. Now let's run the development server. Python space manage.py, run server and hit enter. Where is the errors gone? They were all gone, right? And you can see there are 18 migrations right here. If you count, 18 will be there. And click on this link, it is provided. Now go to the admin panel. Oh my god, admin panel came into existence, but where does it came from? It came from the migrations you make. And if you could see this, you have 128 KB of data. Previously it is 0 KB. So, which will tell you the migrations you made is added into the database, right? And yeah, where I am. Yeah. But what about this username and password? We haven't created any authentication, right? But why does it came in middle? And for that, we need to create a super user. Control C to break the server. And yeah, we go with the simple command, same command again. Similarly, Python space manage.py, but we need to create a super user. Create super user. This super user manages everything in your Django database, whatever it is. And initially, it will take your, the user that is created in your local machine. And let me give it a name, say root, and email address root@gmail.com, and the password. Let me tell you one thing. I think it is better to make a note of it, or else you may forget in your future. Make a copy. Say rough. Control V to paste, because you may remember this right today. After some weeks or months, if you open your folder again, you may not remember this username and email, right? So you, if you can't log in, you cannot handle all the requests that you have made till now. So it is a nice. I suggest you to do this. If you can remember, there is no worries. And let me give a password. Password. The password is too common. You know what? It will check you three things: if it is too commonly used passwords or not, and if it contains alphanumerical values or not, and it should not be eight. It should have 8 letters, and 8 letters should not be numeric. Okay, likewise, it will ask you for some requirements. Of course, no worries. If you just want to continue with some basics, you can keep on moving. And okay, then let me do this again. Say programming stuff 1 2 3, and 1 2 3. Yeah, super user is now created. Of course, I may use programming stuff 1 2 3 right now, but in your case, if you are dealing with some big something, big projects, you should not use some like silly passwords like this. Okay. And yeah, we have now successfully created the super user. Now let's see if the server is now perfectly running or not. You have no errors. And let's go to the admin panel. Okay, we have used username and the password, right? So for username, it's root, and for password, it's wait, I forgot already. It's programming 1 2 3. Copy this, make a login. We are in. We are into the database. As I have already told you, you have a pre-made user section for you. so you don't have to build it from scratch. Root is the one of the user, and if you could see, algorithm uses SHA-256 and 72 more. It's 7,20,000 iterations were made, and the hash it is used, and first name, last name, email used, and what are the permissions he can have. You can make an entry, authorization, content, sessions, everything, and everything details. You can delete it, you can save it, you can add another, and everything is with just a simple click. You don't have to deal with SQL queries anymore. That's what many of them like Django. There is much more to talk about in detail, and we'll cover this in our next video. Hope you guys like this. Yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. If you like the content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.